after them, that doesn't make you more attractive. That's an ugly, ugly, ugly trait. And I'm not saying you're an ugly person if you have it. I'm saying the trait itself is ugly and you want to fix that. Now, let's say that you're with somebody or you like somebody who has a wandering eye, and they constantly make you feel like you're not enough, right? And now people will be like, no one can make me feel inferior without, yeah, I get it, without my consent. But if you're with them or you really like them, but you always feel like you're less than, or they compare you to other women, you need to listen. Throw that man back out in the street. He belongs to the streets. That person will not be faithful long term. Remember what I said. That person will not be faithful to you long term. That's the type of people that if they don't physically cheat, you're gonna find them. And let me tell you something. And I'm gonna have a very strict rule about this. Liking other girls' photos, DMing them, okay? Wandering eye, like flirting, looking at things that they probably shouldn't be looking at. That's a weak man. And that the reason why it's a weak man is because I don't believe in love. I believe in respect above all. And any man watching this will know respect is more important than love. Because if you can't trust the person that you're lying next to, that they can just be faithful and loyal to you, that they have enough respect for you and for themselves, that they're not easily swayed by everything that's attractive. And the same for women. Like if every time there's an attractive man, like, you know what I mean? Like I've dated very attractive men. So that doesn't, oh wow, okay, there's another hot guy. Oh wow, okay. Like that doesn't do anything for me anymore. You know, so it's like, you know, and I think that if you have options, or if you had options, then you realize like you don't just want a pretty face or somebody with abs. There's a million people with abs. I'm gonna go ahead and say 3 million. I'm gonna even go ahead and say maybe even 1 billion. Okay, that's not, I mean, like, let's look for something deeper. What makes you different from, are we at 8 billion? I think we're at 8 billion, to 8 billion different people, right? What makes you unique? Other than, oh, you have a cool jawline, good. That's so awesome. But how will you be as a father to my children? Because your jawline might not protect and provide. You know what I mean? And your jawline might not equal intellect and having deep conversations and having emotional intelligence, and, you know, and also being an amazing father to kids, and being able to be strong enough to handle difficult moments and good moments. So if it's just superficial and you just say to yourself, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just normal because I'm visual. I'm a visual person, for God's sake. I'm literally a graphic designer, an artist. I am a very visual person. I mean, I think visually, you know what I mean? I'm a very visual person. But I think there's a thing about respect. If I have wandering eyes when I'm with you, I shouldn't be with you. And if you're with somebody that has wandering eyes, you don't realize that is literally dropping your self-esteem. You cannot raise your self-confidence. You are not going to heal your jealousy by being with somebody that you have to constantly feel like you're in competition with other women in order to be with them. And that's the same with guys. If you're with a woman, yes, there's a difference between many people looking at them and them entertaining other people. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if you're attractive, yes, you can walk someplace and you're gonna have people that look, you're gonna have people that try, but it's not about that. It's about the respect that they have, whether you're there or not. And there's been situations where somebody knew that I was with somebody and they tried to hit on me, and I believe in humbling people if necessary. So they didn't do that again, you know, and it's not about like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to be mean. No, if somebody's disrespecting your relationship, you probably should be mean. You know what I mean? Like for real, if somebody knows that you're with somebody and then they're trying to hit on you, like, no, make it crystal clear that you don't entertain that, that's no. Loyalty and respect are more important than someone telling you that they love you. And being with somebody that lifts your confidence and doesn't lower it is also important. But it's also important not to be codependent, where you rely on their compliments, you rely on people lifting you up. Like, let's say you have friends and you're insecure and you feel like, oh, they have this, they have that. Also, having them constantly have to reassure you, no, you're beautiful, no, I love this, no, that's not going to help you either. It needs to come from within. Now, I understand there's a lot of jealous people. I understand that there are a lot of people that really struggle with this, but there's really no excuse for you to just continue to be that way. You are in complete control of your life. What you can start doing is if you got to do hypnosis, if you got to do EFT tapping meditations, which will very much help you. If you need to just start working on yourself. Anytime you get a negative thought about somebody, I want you to bless them. If you see a woman and you're like, oh my God, maybe you're watching this. If you're watching this and you're like, I hate this woman already, but I can't turn this off. I don't know why that message is coming, but if you are watching this and you're like, I can't stand her, but I can't look away. Let me tell you this right now. Bless me. Bless me. And what I mean by bless me is, instead of saying, who does she think she is? By the way, I'm Jalana, just so you know. Why don't you think, you know what? The thing that I don't like about her, what if I was more bold? What if I was more honest about my intentions? What if I literally stopped pretending to be somebody that I'm not in order to get close to other women or other people? You know, what if I actually looked at myself instead of focusing on how I don't know, maybe you hate my hair puff. You don't like the words that are coming out of my mouth. Maybe you don't like the setup. I don't know. I don't know if you have an issue with the plant because it's fake, it's not real. It didn't do anything to you, but just in case you got issues. If you don't like the crystals that protect me, I mean, I'm protected from, no matter what, but whatever it is, you know, try to find out why I aggravate you. I mean, I could tell you why, but why don't you try to find out why? Why does me being bold and honest and direct and saying things that people won't say, why does that bother you? And maybe you just don't like me and the way that I look, and it's really annoying. And so you're covering your eyes now. You're like, I can't look at her, but I'm gonna listen, but I can't look. Okay, even if you're doing that, whatever, whatever. So, okay. Anyways, back to seriousness, okay? Because it's a very serious thing. No, but really, honestly, there's so many things going on in this world for us to literally be like, oh, how do I sabotage this one? Like, read The Prince from Machiavelli. I think that is a great example of one of covert narcissism. So I think you should definitely, you know, I would suggest that book, but also Machiavellianism, you know, there's that. But just this character trait of like doing everything behind the scenes, and like, it's so much energy that you're wasting that you could be saying, you know what? Like, if you're like, oh, I don't like somebody that has a business and blah, blah, blah. Why don't you start your own? Go on YouTube and start watching videos. Instead of watching videos of people you hate, I mean, you can finish this if you want, if you don't like me. Why don't you then, after this, say, you know what? Oh, I don't like her so much that I'm gonna succeed. And you go, and then you watch YouTube videos on how to start a business. And you have to understand that you can heal that self-hatred, because that's really what it is. Really what it is the self-hatred. For the jealous people, it's the self-hatred. It's feeling like you're not enough, feeling like the only way that you're gonna be enough is if you feel better than other people, if you somehow succeed, whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, whether it's you get the guy or you get the girl. If you have to compete for any man or woman, I'm sorry, that is not a high value trait at all. If I even think that I have to compete, I remove myself from the competition, because the only person I'm going to compete with is my lower self and my higher self, you know, becoming the best version of myself. Whenever I'm trying to like retrain, you know, get back on track with things, I'm not focused on other people. I literally am watching videos of myself when I was already there, when I was already doing it, when I was already like consistent and disciplined and in the best shape of my life and making moves and, you know, and stuff like that. And I think that that's what you need to focus on. And maybe you don't have that reference point. Maybe you've never stopped to say, what can you do to be the best version of yourself? Because I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel so much lighter. Once you feel whole within yourself and you have self-respect and self-love and you truly, truly have it, and you're not in competition with anyone. You could see somebody beautiful and you're like, wow, that person is really beautiful. Or you could see somebody that has millions or they had a great life growing up and you can just be happy for them. You're gonna feel so much lighter, and more beautiful experiences are gonna come into your life because you're no longer focused on other people and setting them evil eye and all that negativity. Like, instead you're focused on like bettering yourself, and you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna be like, man, I've changed this about myself, that about myself. Like, I'm not even paying attention to what, you know, my friends are doing or stuff. The only time you should be competing is if you're in sports. Okay, this is not the Olympics. The only time you should be competing is in sports. I don't even like, I'm not even a person in business where I'm like, oh, let me scope out the competition. I don't give a fuck. The only time I look is if I see something that I really like, and then I like it and I save it, like, you know, for business or whatever. And that inspires me to create something. I don't want to copy them, but it inspires me to create something. So learn to take that hate and that jealousy and inspire, right? And start becoming the person that can support other people, that can encourage other people. If you really don't like somebody, okay, but you actually are like, you know what, I wish I could do that, or that's really awesome, like it, engage, give a comment, even if you're seething through your teeth to do it, just do, you know what I mean? Like, just start being supportive. Every time you think a negative thought, start rewiring your brain that when you see the person that's like your competition for life, like instead say, okay, what can I do to change my life? Like, oh, that's inspiring. You know what? I really like that they do that. Let me write that down. That's a goal of mine. And not so you're better than them. That's not the case. I mean, hey, listen. For people that are of my past that I have blocked, but they make fake accounts, so I'm well aware of this. If trying to be better than me makes you actually go and change your life for the better, I'm all for it. If that's what it takes for you to feel like to actually change your life, and I mean in a healthy way, not continually sending evil eye, but I mean an actual healthy way, I'm all for it. Whatever needs to be your muse, inspiration, fuels your fire, I don't care. Go for it, right? But either way, it's still, people are still being inspired. And anyways, so now for the judged. It is very difficult in the beginning to learn to be alone, right? Because you're like, okay, what will people think? And a lot of times you have to kind of catch yourself, because you're in a grid, and in that grid, you always tell yourself, like, imagine like you're like, oh, I want to do this, but you're like, oh no, I can't, because, and then you typically think of some other person, or you think of something that someone else has that you don't have. And I'm talking about the people that are just judged. You're not, you know, dealing with jealousy or very minimum or whatever, right? You feel like people will judge you, or they won't accept you, or they'll disown you, or they'll walk away, or you'll change your life so much that you'll have to walk away from people. I've already done all this. I've already, from some people, disowned, other people I've walked away from, other people I've blocked. I've learned to be okay being alone, because the person that is the most important person in my life that is responsible for me changing is myself. And if environments do not want that to occur, environments, they were removed. And that's how I started to believe in myself, because I wasn't having people in my ear anymore. And I do have ears. I didn't have people in my ear anymore trying to hold me back, delay me, stop me, give me bad advice, do all this shady shit. And I was listening to them, and I was like, oh yeah, I should just stay humble and poor. I shouldn't go after anything. I should just work a 9-to-5. I should just do what everybody tells me to do. And, and it would be to the point where even if I had exciting news, where people would be like, oh, well, it's conceited to be that excited, or like shit like that. Like, no, fuck that. And that's why I want to try my best, at least, to empower people, to give them permission that maybe they're not getting from people that are gaslighting them around them, that you literally can be whoever the fuck you want to be, within reason. Come on now, I'm just saying. There was this funniest thing where it's like, about some guys and never mind, but no, I'm gonna say whatever, I'm not gonna edit it, but it's like, some guys, it's just like, they're still trying to get that rap career. It's like, bro, it's time for jazz. You're in your 40s, it's time for jazz. So I'm saying, like, within reason. I mean, I don't know, maybe you're gonna be a rapper, maybe you are. And if you are a rapper and you're really like, man, why should you have to call me about being a rapper? I don't know. If you are and you're a great rapper, keep going. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But weird example, but I don't know why that came to my mind. But yeah, just go for it. And you have to get to a place where it doesn't matter if people clap for you. It doesn't matter if people validate you. I validate myself, but I'm able to say I'm proud of myself, because I know everything that I've gone through that people don't know, but people on the outside judge me based on appearances, or based on, oh, she gets to travel, she gets to do this. If you, and I can guarantee with 99% accuracy that if you had the option to travel and maybe to go based on outward appearances, but you had to live my entire life, you would shut the fuck up. And I mean that. I respectfully, you would shut the fuck up, and you would not want to have done, you wouldn't be up for the trade. Okay, so there's that. And there's a lot of people that you judge and you say, well, they have everything, or they have this, or they probably never had to experience this or that, and you don't even know, right? And so the whole idea of judging other people based on outward appearances, or that now they're happy. I'm happy because I'm not being hurt anymore, okay? I'm happy because I'm not facing homelessness. I'm happy because I'm not being hurt by a partner, okay? I'm happy that I've gotten out and away from people that literally were trying to end my life, and I'm not joking. So yeah, that's why I'm so happy. It's not just happiness because, oh my God, my life has always been perfect. No, it's the absence of pain and suffering and trauma and all the work that I've done in order for joy and peace to be my set points. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's work. It's doing the work. It's not giving up when everybody wanted you to give up, when you were going to give up. The amount of times that I cried myself to sleep and all this stuff in the past, the amount of times that I literally was like, this is it, I'm done, I'm out, and I kept going. So I believe anyone watching this, if you are a person that you feel like giving up, whether you're judged, whether you're jealous, whatever's going on in your life, and you just feel like, why bother? You got to keep going because you don't know when it gets better. I never even thought that I would travel. Like, I'll be for real. Like, I literally was just taking everything like day by day when I was younger. So I never even thought that I'd be traveling. I never thought about like having my own business. There was nothing, businesses now, but these things didn't occur to me. I literally just was like, just had the thoughts that I would always be broken, that I would never really amount to that much. I mean, I did feel that, I felt there would be two possibilities in my life. Either I was going to die early, or I was going to be extremely successful. So even though that's pretty morbid, no pun intended, I mean, actually, literally, once I lived after a certain point and I was like, you know what, damn, I'm a bit strong. And I started to realize like, damn, that hit me too, and I still didn't fold. And then that showed me how resilient I was. But I don't need to have that as a badge of honor. Now I want as a badge of honor ease and comfort and making things happen and not having to always be in my masculine energy. I do have to for business, but typically I'm in that divine feminine energy where I receive and I allow great things to happen to me because I believe that I'm worthy of it. I believe that I've done so much work on myself, and I believe that no one should or can take it away from me, even if they try. And because of that, and because I've changed my whole identity and my self-concept, and I love myself, it reflects back to me that love, that abundance, that wealth, that joy, that peace, because I have peace and joy within myself. And so, and it is very possible, but we're told lies that like, oh, you'll never change, or, and then you're around people and you don't realize people and vices will ruin your life more than anything else. Please, if you don't hear anything else, if you already tuned me out, then whatever, but if you don't hear anything else, people and vices will ruin your life more than anything else. We each have a purpose. And when we stop focusing on other people and we start focusing on what we can do, I don't give a fuck if you were 100 years old. If you're 100 years old, I don't think God wants you yet. I think it's safe to say if you're 100 years old and you're walking this earth, you might still have a mission that you need to accomplish. And I think now is the time. Now is the time to say, what is it? It doesn't matter. And by the way, I'm 36 years old, okay? And I'm like, there's certain things that I'm just starting to learn because I had to unlearn so many different things. But I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to allow people to put me in that victim category, or, oh, she went through this. And I refuse to let anything like, oh, I'm a female, or I'm mixed, or I'm this, or I'm that, to lower what I'm capable of doing. I don't even look at that. Like, no, I'm just Jalana. I don't say like, yeah, I'm a female-owned business. I guess you could say minority-owned business, but I don't really look at myself in that light. I just say I'm Jalana and I have a business, not, oh, I'm not a man. I don't have a man. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, what am I to do? Like, I don't believe in that. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much that you can learn on YouTube. Say a prayer. Just say a prayer. God, help me not to be jealous. God, help me to start a business. Help me to see myself the way that you see me. You know what I mean? And start literally doing hypnosis. Like, and I mean like there's literally like wealth hypnosis programs that you can have, that you rewire your brain. Listen to, no, I'm not going to give you that advice because you need to be careful with that. So start doing EFT tapping meditation, which actually is scientifically backed, where it actually helps your nervous system, because a lot of times you don't feel safe in your nervous system. The reason why I'm doing this is tapping. So they tell you to like tap and do all this, but it actually is doing certain points that help you with your nervous system. Shadow work, the biggest thing that you will ever need to do in order to heal, in order to be free, specifically if you have mental illnesses, is you need to face the truth. That would be, I would also say that is the hardest thing, and I have done a lot of shadow work. I am light, but I will also curse somebody out because I have a shadow side, and I love both, because I'm a person that does have empathy for the people I feel deserve it. And yes, I don't believe everybody deserves it. If you're out to get me, you don't deserve my empathy, nor will you have it. But before, I used to give everyone my empathy. Oh, everyone, you get empathy, you get empathy. No. I have very strict boundaries. I'm very protective of my energy, and I will say it like it is, and I just do not give a fuck. And I love that, because I used to think, you can't curse on camera. How can you be spiritual and you also like to have luxury? How can you be spiritual and yet you also like, you don't have an issue saying that you're proud of yourself or lifting yourself up or posting, oh my God, she posted a gym video. That is so unspiritual. No, somebody that's truly spiritual, not being fake, they show you the light and the shadow. The issue is that you're judging people based on them showing you that fake ass light. They're not showing you the shadow and what they're doing behind the scenes and how most of them are actually cowards. I'm showing you all of me. Like, this song's playing in my head now. I'm showing you all of me. And that's why people don't like it, because they're hiding behind these masks. They want people to think that they're good people. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a good person. I really don't. And I think there are certain things that you can do in order to relieve yourself from those societal pressures, in order to fit into boxes, in order to stay in a grid. We're just gonna call it that. So I think I've said a lot. So that's it.